we're going to do kind of like a getting ready with me / talking about your data playbook because it just opened. And I'm seeing questions about like, well, what is it? And why is it helpful? Or like, is it going to be helpful to me? And all of that sort of stuff. So, pardon the pregnancy out of breath life. I'm having a baby this week. But basically what I wanted to do is to talk to you about what is your data playbook and what makes it so valuable and what will make it valuable to you or what could make it valuable to you. I do not think it is for everyone. There are things that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is for everyone, you have to have it for your business. This is not one of those things. There are people that I would say, this is probably not for you. And if you're not sure if that's you or not, I have a video on whether or not your data playbook is right for you in your business. And let me know if you want to see that and I'll drop you the link to that. But what I wanted to talk about with it specifically is how I've been using it since I joined. So the first question that I often see is like, do I have to be using paid marketing to get success out of this? And the answer is no. However, I do use it for my paid marketing and I have a video talking about how and why. The thing that I find the most powerful about it is that it tells me this is what you need to focus on to see growth. So I look at my top products and they're like, here is what you need to do in order to see change on those top products. Like they're already doing great, let's make them do even better. So it allows me to focus my time in a way that's really effective and really efficient, which is really helpful because, right, toddler mom and soon to be mom of 2. And I don't want to be inefficient with my time. I want to use my time well, and this tool allows me to do that. And so when I say this tool allows me to do that, what it does is it takes your products, and you can look at it in a certain time period, or you can look at it overall, and it sorts them into the ones that are making the most money for you and your business, that are converting the best, that are like all of those sorts of things. And it tells you like, hey, this is the part along your customer journey where they are falling off. So maybe they see your cover and they're like, awesome, and they click on your product and then your preview is nothing to wow them. And so then your data playbook will be like, hey, this product needs an updated preview, or maybe it needs a preview at all. Like I was looking at my summer to-do list because they email out a list of things to do seasonally. And some of my best sellers did not have thumbnails and did not have previews. I'm like, come on. You know, those are some of my best-selling products year after year. And I didn't even realize that they were some of my best-selling products that didn't have those things in place until they were like, hey, Ashley, get your shit together. You know? I mean, they don't say that. They're a lot nicer than that. But it allowed me to sit down and look at these top-selling resources and go, oh, they would do even better if, you know, I took the time to show people what's in them. Which might feel like a no-brainer, but when you have almost 900 products in a store, it's really hard to identify those missing pieces. So your data playbook takes all of that information and puts it in a really neat to-do list for you. The other thing that I really like it for, and this is something that gets into that paid advertising piece that, again, you don't have to do, they give you recommendations for growth based on various things you can do. For example, you might have a product that's doing really well and they might say, hey, look at this product and consider driving more traffic to it. Or, hey, look at this product and consider optimizing the price for it, right? Increasing the price or decreasing the price, and they tell you increase or decrease. They give you like all these different little pieces you could tweak and then look at the data afterwards and say, how did this go? A specific example I wanted to give you is I had a product that is a May seasonal product. I optimized the cover, thumbnails, and previews based on their recommendations. And when I say their recommendations, I mean that they say, hey, optimize the cover, optimize the thumbnails, optimize the previews. They don't say like, you know, make the title bigger or something like that. It's not that specific. It's literally like, this is weak, it could be better. I followed those recommendations and I changed the cover, thumbnails, and previews for this product. And then they also recommended optimizing the price with an increase, which I was really nervous about because anytime you change the price of a product, you're like, are people, like, you know, are they going to get mad because it's more expensive, or is it not going to sell as well because it's more expensive? I mean, it's literally, it was a quarter. I raised it a quarter. And I was so nervous about it, but they were like, give it a try. So I did. And then the last thing they recommended for this product needed a lot of things, was to grow your traffic. So then what I did is I looked at the earnings per page view, which is a number that they give you, and I've talked about this before in other videos. I use that number to determine Facebook ads. And so I used that information that they gave me and set up a Facebook ad campaign that was very specific and very targeted. You guys, after making all of those changes, like so cover, thumbnails, previews, optimized price, and increased traffic, that Facebook ad that I ran, for every $1 that I put into that Facebook ad campaign, I got more than $11 back. Amazing. So that's kind of the gist of what I use Your Data Playbook for. I follow their recommendations to optimize my products. I follow their recommendations for like marketing techniques and tactics. And then I personally use it to determine ad campaigns, which you do not have to do. I also use it to determine what things I drive organic traffic to. But more specifically, one of my goals this year is to focus on strategically using paid traffic. If you would like to see more about Your Data Playbook, I will put a link to it in the description of this video. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to ask. It is like the North Star I'm using to guide my business choices right now, so I definitely think it's worth it. But all right, I'm done. You're done. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.